In its quest to help citizens to demand accountability from their CDF managers and curb corruption, the National Taxpayers Association inspected projects in 28 constituencies. This is what they found out. Evans Akula's Khwisero constituency was the worst of them all in the management of the funds. It was followed by Mohamed Kuti's Isiolo North, Dalmaso Teno's Rongo, Boni Khalwale's Ikolomani, and George Khaniri's Hamisi constituency in that order. Those are the bottom 5 constituencies in CDF management.
While some constituencies are using the money very well, the worst constituencies are misusing the money a lot. Sometimes you cannot be able to believe. You find percentages as high as 40% of the money has been wasted.
This is how some of the projects in the worst performing constituencies look like. This here is supposedly a secondary school in a Ruri constituency in Migori that cost over 2 million shillings in construction. The stadium in Isiolo North is apparently complete and ready for use. It also cost 2 million shillings to renovate. The loss occasioned by mismanagement of the CDF funds cost the taxpayer nearly $500 million shillings. But then there are those constituencies that can account to the last penny, the money that they received for development. Top on the list of the best 5 constituencies in CDF management is Charles Keter's Belgut constituency, followed by Cecily Mbarire's Runyenje's constituency, Dado Godhana's Galole constituency, Amason Kingi Jeffa's Magarini constituency, and Adan Kainan's Wajir West constituency.
Actually had 0 wasted funds. And we had to reassess the projects. We had to resend our engineers on the ground just to make sure they give us the correct information. When they went back, they found out the same story.
When people are saying members of parliament should not be in charge of CDF, I want to say they should be. Because you are the CEOs of those constituencies, and we have to carry the blame where necessary. If you go to my constituency, I don't think you'll have a mad school. All the classrooms I have in 120 primary schools are well built. I have 30 secondary schools well built.
Keter boasts of having been the only Belgut member of parliament to have ever been re-elected and now has won a senatorial nomination. Meanwhile, his Kitutu Chache counterpart, Richard Onyonka, said NTA's report indicating that his constituency was the 9th among the best managed constituencies had vindicated him.
To a large extent, I happen to be what we call a victim of CASA, because at one time I was actually accused of having stolen 138 million shillings from my CDF.
What with the alarm sounded by Planning Minister Wycliffe Oparanya that some MPs were dipping their hands in the cookie jar. The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission is more concerned that the theft of taxpayers' funds might get even more serious with the onset of the devolved governments.
I can say for sure that corrupt networks out there are waiting for the devolution of resources with anticipation. They have already hatched ways of corruptly embezzling a chunk of the funds.
This is because the central government will now be disbursing a minimum of 15% of its revenue to the new county governments, up from 2% it used to disburse to fund the CDF kitty.
Let me remind you that this country is just about to hold the first general election under the 2010 Constitution. It's an opportunity for Kenyans to clean the political leadership by voting out corrupt public officials.
Sylvia Chebet, Citizen Live at 9.